Greetings to all. In this video, we will see output-based questions based on loops in Python. Let's have a look at question number 1. In question number 1, we have something called as for. I is the name of variable which is printing the content in separate lines. And the content is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means the output should be 1 followed by 2, 3, 4 and 5 in different lines. Here it comes. Let us see the next question. The next question is, we have for, once again, numbers assigned are 1, 3, 10 and 15. So these numbers will get printed in separate line. Let's check the output. Here it is. Now in this case, once again we have for, we have 1 and 3 and 10 and 15 means random numbers are given in this as an output. So at the time of initialization, as you can see in the second line inside the loop, we are printing the value of I. And in the third line, we are writing one statement, that is I is equal to I plus 2. Let's discuss this. I is equal to I plus 2 will be the line where the value of I should get incremented by 2. But if we talk about the concept of the for loop, the concept of the for loop says that if we are going to have something like I is equal to I plus 2, so this particular statement will not going to put any impact. It means the output should be 1 and 3 and 10 and 15 only. Let's see. Yes, it is. Let's see the next question now. Now we have something like for I in range 1 to 5. So whenever we are going to work with range, it will start from 1 and end at 4. It will start from 1 and end at 4. Means output will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and separate lines. We need to keep the line change also in mind at the time of writing the answers. Let's look for the next question. A same sort of sequence, but now we are making use of a separator. A separator which states that we are going to print the value of I. The value of I will start from 1 and will go till 9. So this number should print 9. The value of S should be the sum of all numbers, which is adding with 0, 1 plus 2 and it's going till 9. So the total should be 45. And this separator will be the value of comma. The value of comma means that particular value which will get printed in between 9 and 45. So the answer is 9 and 45. Let's look for the next question. For I in range 1 to 5 means loop will start from 1 and loop will end at 4. In the case of range, the second argument given will not be considered, will not be counted. So let's talk about the output. The printing part says that we have to make the square of a number. Means 1 square, 2 square, the result is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square and 4 square, means till 16. Let's look for the next one. Over here, what do we have? Is starting from 5 going till 25 means till 24, and actually in a gap of 5 means till 20. Now whatever the numbers are, multiply them by 2. So 5, 10, 15, 20, when we're going to get multiplied by 2, so we're going to have 10 and 20 and 30 and 40. Let's quickly see the next one. This one is in reverse order. It will start from 5 and will but always end at 2. And when I'm going to multiply 5 into 2, 4 into 2, 3 into 2, 2 into 2, it means the answer will be Yes, 10, 8, 6, 4. Let's see the next one. Next one says that we are starting the value from 1 going till 9, and this is the jump. And this thing we need to ignore. So the number will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So this will be the answer. So let's see the next question now. What will be the output of the following code? It is starting from 1. The value of end is 15. It will go till 15. And since the gap of 2 means 1 and 3 and 5 and likewise till 13. Whatever amount of time the loop will run, it will going to add 1 to the value of total. The total which is having the initial value as 5. So if we talk about this, so let's count. I'm going to have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. 15 is not countable. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 1 will be added in the value of 5. So answer 7 plus 5 is 12. The value of total will be 12 and that to turn will be 13. 13 was the last value executed. Let's see the next question now. Somewhat same. We're going to have something like start value as 1, stop value as 9. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So 9 will be the value which should be the value of C. And sum is having initial value as 0. The loop was going 5 times. So 5 times when 1 will be added, then the answer will be, yes, right. Let's see the next one. Printing inside the loop. Printing, when we are going to do something like this, then 5 plus 5 is 10. So when I'm going to print 5 and print 10, at this amount of time, this printing is also inside the loop. There's a problem of tab in this question. So 5 plus 3 will be 8 and 10 plus 3 will be 13. So the answer will be 8 and 13. Correct. Let's talk about next question now. In the next question, we have to find out the value of the two variables n and n. The variables n and m are doing what? Starting from 5 going till 9 in a gap of 1. This is m. The value of n. We're going to take it and add it. The value of n will be reduced by 1 every point of time. And n was having the initial value given in the question as 5. So after the complete working, we are going to have the answer like 35 and 9. Let's quickly go to the next question now. Let's see this. A is having initial value as 100. B will going to have values like 10, 11, 12. So let's me write down. It is adding with A. So with 100, I'm going to add 10. I'm going to add 11. I'm going to add 12. The total is 133 as the value of A. And B will be what? B's last value was 12. 12 was the case when the condition was true at the last point. So here it goes, 133, and the next value of B was 12 as calculated by us. Let us look for the next question. The next question says, starting the number value by 10, num, a separate variable, will go from 100 till 101. Now, when I'm going to add num1, num1's new value will be num plus 2. Num1 value will going to get decreased by 1. So the output of the num, since 100, it will going to bring the change like reduce the value by 1, and the loop counter, when it gets completed, then the output will be 101, 102. Let's talk about the next question. Now this is the concept of while loop. The while loop says that we are going to have something like the initial value of z as 7, sum as 0. The loop will go till 12. Here 12 will be included. So 7 plus 2 will be 9, 10, 11, 13 will not come. So z should store what? 7 plus 9 plus 11, and that all will be added in the value of sum. Sum initially was 0. So the loop is going how many times? The loop is practically working 3 times. And the final value of z, because 11 was something which was the last true part. All right, let's see the next question now. How many times the following loop will get executed? Let's start working. The initial value is 5. The next value will be 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 6, 17. Next plus 6, 23. Next plus 6, 29. Next plus 6, 35. And but obvious the loop will not work for the next time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many times the loop is working? 6 times. Let's see one more. How many times the loop is working means we must try and find out the kind of output. So when the output is finalized, at that time we can easily identify that yes, this is what the expected number of times loop working was. Let's see this one. The value of, let's talk about the variable called as sum. The value of y as 7 and that of sum as 0. Now 7 is less than 15. The counter says 7 is less than 15 and 7 is to be increased by 2. If we write the numbers like 7 plus 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 15 is not there. 15 is there because equal to sign is there given. 15. So how many times the loop is working? So let's count the number of times. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's add them up. The total says it is 55. Correct. So as we know, I hope by now, that how many times the loop is working, this can be done only at the time when we know the basics, that how we are going to have the output, and when the count of output, say if it is 7, we have 7 different values, it means the loop is working for 7 number of times. Hope you all gained something. So good luck for the upcoming examination. Thank you for watching. You may subscribe for further updates.